Hey everybody, Will from 1 Kilo here. Just a few weeks ago, Mary and myself got a chance to go over to Rogue Fitness in Columbus, Ohio to train at their headquarters as Mary kicks off preparation and training to try and make the Paris 2024 Olympic team. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all about what we did over there and how we're getting ready to put Mary in a great position. Hey all, glad you're here. If it's your first time, fifth time, 10th time, please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you know every time I have a new video coming out. So recently, Mary, right here, one of the strongest women in the history of the United States, who I coach, and I got invited to go over to Rogue Fitness in Columbus, Ohio to train for a week-long kickoff camp with USA Weightlifting. So this camp was the top 20 or so athletes in USA Weightlifting. They were all invited out to Rogue Fitness because they have a great training center for us to get together, to get to know one another, and to know the high performance support staff at USA Weightlifting. Now this camp was a great opportunity for us to kick off some training for some big meets here in 2022. We have the Arnold coming up really soon. We have nationals, we have Pan Ams, hopefully world championships, and any number of meets going after that. So this was a chance for us as a coach and athlete to really align with USA Weightlifting on all of the services that USA Weightlifting can provide to athletes. What a lot of people don't know is that USA Weightlifting has a great support staff behind the scenes that not a lot of people get to see or talk to or interact with. So what I want to do is use this video to highlight some of that and then also talk about the training that we are doing ahead of this Arnold and the meets going forward this summer. So a little peek behind the curtain. There's a high performance staff at USA Weightlifting, and it's led by Mike Gattone. Mike is a great coach, one of the most storied coaches in United States history. He coached Tara Knott back in 2000 to the very first gold medal in the history of weightlifting. It was the first in women's weightlifting at the 2000 Olympics. And since then, he's gone on to a number of positions, and now he is essentially the high performance director for USA Weightlifting. He gets all of the elite athletes aligned with the performance staff, the support staff that USA Weightlifting has to keep athletes performing at a really high level. So some of the support staff that were at this event, one was Megan Nielsen. She is USA Weightlifting's dietitian at Plate to Platform. She helps out with all the athletes. She's there for elite athletes if they need help with dietary suggestions. But one of the cool things she did was she ordered blood work on everybody so she could do a full panel of vitamin deficiencies so that she could recommend things that might help elevate performance just a little bit in all those athletes that were there. Dr. Mel Strano was also there. She is USA Weightlifting's sports psychologist, and she is incredible. She works with athletes on their day-to-day approach to training. She works on the competition strategies that the athlete might employ to either get up a little or maybe come down a little and be a little more even keeled at a competition. So she is a super help, and it was great to have her there. So Mary could go through some of the visualization stuff that Mel recommends ahead of competitions. It really is catapulting our performance forward. Another member of the high performance staff that is really cool is Dr. Jacob Howenstein. And Dr. Jake, he is a super awesome biomechanist, and he breaks down lifts to the individual frame, spits out, if you guys have seen, there's blue plates, like a little tiny blue plate. It's like almost weightless. It's negligible, if anything, that they'll put on the end of a bar. And he gave all the athletes a blue plate so that he could do a biomechanical breakdown of bar path, speed, trajectory, force, all that kind of cool stuff. You can see just a little snippet of that video right here, and that stuff is immensely helpful. That is just stuff that we did at camp, and Dr. Jake broke it down and put it into some really good stuff. So this is really actionable stuff that me as a coach can use. So you can see that USA Weightlifting brought out a bunch of great professionals to put this team and tent around the elite athletes, and it's available to all the elite athletes in USA Weightlifting to help them all elevate their performance. It was a really, really cool experience to meet all of these people and see what they can do to help us in our performance and our training. While we were there, we got to do some great training at Rogue Fitness's headquarters. Mary hit some incredible lifts while we were there. Day one, we started off with a snatch with a pause at 1 inch. Mary worked up to a new PR of 113 kilos. That's a great drill that we use. You'll see a video coming on that in the next couple weeks that we use a ton to get athletes to feel their balance at the start and make sure they're still over the bar and they're not pulling back. On day two, we hit our kind of classic day two complex that we've been working on with Mary for the last few months, which is a dip clean plus clean complex. The dip clean has been really good for Mary so that she can feel a really vertical and tall finish and feel herself pushing through her whole foot and finishing up and not back. So she did a dip clean plus a clean, then dropped it and did a clean at 150 kilos. Yes, I said that, at 150 kilos. I don't know many people at all, male or female, who could do it at that. That is insane, okay? So she blew that complex up. The next day, we came back to the lift, seen around Instagram. Mary did 175 kilo behind the neck jerk. Super easy too. I just stopped her right there. She smoked, I don't know, 155, 165, straight to 175, one and done. She did 160, I think, for double or triple. So anyways, she just smashed that jerk and people were freaking out. But that is, I mean, she's like the best jerker. I don't know. Somebody asked me how she does it. I said, I didn't teach her any of that. I just remind her of a couple things. She just immediately was doing that. So anyways, Mary smashed that. After 3 really intense days, we took the 4th day to be pretty light and work on some technique stuff and recover. And then we came back on the 5th day and Mary went for a total. She worked up to some really, really great numbers. She hit a 119 snatch followed by a 121 snatch with a little tiny press out, but I think it's gonna be there in competition. And then coming right off of that, with less than a 5-minute break, we went straight into clean and jerks, and Mary went up to a really simple, if you guys watch this, 155 kilo clean and jerk, just so that she would hit a like a total in one day. I don't typically have Mary clean super heavy in training. A lot of times we clean up to that 150 to 155 range because that's where she needs to be pretty comfortable opening for potential international competitions in the future. So that's where we go, 150 to 155. We don't go crazy on her cleans in training because we want to go crazy at the meets. Day 6 was our final day at the camp. Some athletes stayed a little bit longer, but we just stayed for the morning session and really had an awesome time working with Mike Gattone and Piros Dimas. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that the GOAT, Piros, was there. I didn't even include him in the high performance staff. Piros is an incredible member of the high performance staff at USA Weightlifting. He does like kind of random stuff, but like when you go to international meets, Piros is the man, right? Like he is the one, if there's a challenge card, bam, Piros hands it over. We probably got good stuff on our side. So having Piros there and his competition strategy and his coolness, and he's been there, done that, is so super helpful. So Piros and Mike really worked with Mary on that final day. You can see some of that, working with her on just some little changes to the snatch so her snatch can accelerate and keep going up. That is it. That was our camp at Rogue Fitness that USA Weightlifting put on. It is a super cool opportunity. I'm gonna document the next one. I think we got one later this summer. I'll document the next one. We'll have another video on that. Anyways, do you guys have any questions on USA Weightlifting? Because this is like the secret side of USA Weightlifting people don't know, is this high performance stuff. So drop those in the comments, anything that you wanna know about what happens at the high levels with elite athletes. This is my first chance. I was never this good, so coaching Mary is a peek behind the curtain for me too. So anyways, I will be back next week, probably the week after, who knows, with more from 1 Kilo. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Just a couple weeks ago, we got a chance to go over to Rogue Fitness and so a little peek while we were there.